All right, Shalom. Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baharach HaKodash. I'd like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect in 1/3. And Lord's with us, lest one be edifying, exhorting, and uplifting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baharach HaKodash. And as the title reads, quick exhortation on the spiritual battle. All right. I just want to make this a real quick video. I actually wanted to do it yesterday. I wasn't allowed to. And it was very spiritual because yesterday's verse of the day was in Ephesians 6:11. So I don't I'll just touch on that real quick. But, I had originally wanted to title it, "The Demons That You Overcame Will Try to Overcome You." Okay. And I've been watching videos of brothers doing in the spirit, in the Holy Spirit, exhorting us, warning us, saying, hey, let's be circumspect, be aware, watch out for Satan, watch out, all these exhortations. But I tell you what, man, until your number is called, until it's time for, like when the Lord said, "Has thou considered my servant Job?" Until you're in that until you got to buckle up and get in that ride. All right, you might not take heed. Okay, but this is why there's constant exhortation going out, to warn and to exhort, brothers in this gospel, in this truth. Just give me a second. All right, just want to make sure the audio is good. And real quick, I just thought of a quick precept. All right, so we're going to jump into there. All right, let's go. Let's put this in. Like I said, it's just going to be a quick one, but it's just going to be to the sincere brothers, and sisters who it needs to be. Okay, and in these days, as it says, I'm going to quote a couple scriptures as well. It's nothing more than a Google. Remember, it says, "Examine thyself before the day of judgment." And I want to say this, to any brother and any sister out there, a part of this truth is you still learning yourself, because you got to understand you're coming from a world of being a Gentile in the mind to learning who you're supposed to be now. So you're still learning who you are, and you're going to still have to learn, like the scripture says, what's evil for you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you do have the spiritual battle, but understand a part of that battle is things are going to be used that you may use, indulge in, or are around that could be evil to you. And if you are not getting on them, okay, if you are not getting a grasp on that, controlling that, okay, Satan will use that against you. All right. And that's how he finds his way in, the chink in the armor. Okay. Trust me. All right. I'm talking from personal experience. All right. If you're not tackling something that you can perceive, all right, this has been evil for me, or, hey, a good example, drinking is a part of our culture. But on this side, the alcohol, all right, that we consume may not be the best for us, all right, or and other brothers, they can handle it well. Hey, there's times I've definitely had too much, okay, and then woke up and I'm like, oh man, damn, I might have said something. See, that's what this is all about, is the righteous man falls, but it's what you do to get up. And then, all right, is this evil for you? See, we're having discretion, we're learning things, and a lot of times in this truth, you have to make mistakes to really fix them. All right. This is 1 Peter 5:8. Watch. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, you got to understand that, hey, that part of this walk, everyone has their lot. Okay. Satan is in his lot. All right. Is Satan tempted Yahushai? It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. See, and now when you look at this, be sober, that means you have to be sober in your mind. But guess what? Even when you sip, when you drink, okay, you could put yourself to where you're not sober. This is why sometimes you could slip and say something with your words because you're not thinking. You see, that's what Satan wants. He wants to do something to where he puts you in a position to cause you to fall when you're not thinking. And you may have overcame that same temptation before, but you have to understand that they're always going to be coming back looking for a new angle, a new triangle choke, a new arm bar. You may have gotten out of that arm bar before. I'm using this as an analogy. All right. The spiritual battle is as a fight. Remember our forefather Jacob, what event took place for him to be called Yasharala? Okay. Wrestling with an angel. So these are things that we go through. This is why it says, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Okay. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, you see. So there's times where you're going to go up against, a reoccurring temptation. Okay. A reoccurring spirit, a reoccurring demon that you've messed with before. This is what this walk is all about, but it's up to us to be sober in the mind to realize that. And sometimes you may need to fall to really get sober, man. But you got to be aware of these things now. You want to catch them before it's to that point to where the scriptures do say the Lord is near to a contrite and broken heart. But I tell you what, you'd rather want to get it. Okay. You'd rather want to get a hold of it before it gets a hold of you. You see, that's what this truth is about, especially in these last days, don't think that Satan, spirits, they're just going to pass you by, and you're just going to smile into the kingdom. No, you're going to fight your way into the kingdom. You're going to crawl your way into the kingdom. You're going to repent your way into the kingdom. You're going to, damn near cry and contriteness all the way to the kingdom, because that's what it's about. It's about that fight. It's about being that new creature. So Satan's going to throw old things back at you and try to put old things on you, and you have to constantly fight to get that off you, because he's trying to devour you. All right, now look at this. This is Matthew's 12 and 44 43. It says, when the unclean spirit, all right, these are just left-hand side angels, they just do the bidding of the Lord, but on the left-hand side, it's just a balance. You have a company of angels that give you, righteous thoughts and edifying ideas for lessons. And then you have left-hand angels that give you unprofitable, wicked, distracting thoughts to not serve the Lord. This is what this whole thing is about. And we are stuck in the middle. We are stuck in the middle as servants to Yahweh Shem Shai, fighting that good fight of faith. That's what it's all about. It's a spiritual contact sport. All right. You try to avoid it. It's like try to go in a boxing match and not get hit. You're gonna get hit. Okay, but it's not you getting hit. It's what do you do after you get hit? I believe Mike Tyson had a very famous quote: everybody has a plan until they get punched. Let's put that in. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Yeah, look. And Micah Allah, okay? Michael, very strong name. When Mike Tyson was asked by a reporter whether he was worried about Evander Holyfield and his fight plan, he answered, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Now that makes me think of the parable in James 4:5, where it speaks about how the word is the seed. Some fell on good ground, some fell on stony, thorny. Yeah, everybody's an Israelite until tribulation comes. Everybody's serving until some trials go on. See? So that's what it's about in this truth. Like, that's why it's called the bitter and the sweet. But sometimes you have to go through that bitter to grow and digest and get the nutrients from the sweet, because even your digestive system needs bitter herbs to get activated. So sometimes brothers, okay, Jake, we're built different. Sometimes Jake needs to be down to bring out the best in him. Now, I'm not telling you to wait for Satan to tempt you and then but there are times where it's going to happen like that, okay? And he will use things, all right, that you may be involved in to use as an example. And one of the best ways he can use women, All right. He can use the drink. The scriptures speak about how wine and women has overtaken many. Okay. And in these last days, it's up to you as that Israelite man to understand discretion. Okay. Like me, myself, I look and I say, you know what? Even though it's lawful, it's not expedient right now. Okay. Even though it's lawful, is it expedient for me? And there's certain things that are lawful for me, but they're not expedient for me as a servant of Yahweh Shemel Shai, because Satan has used it in the past and could use it again. And I don't want that. So that's my way of changing up my defense for this next round. Okay. You watch any great fighter, what happened? All right. They may have lost that fight, but when they come back, they say, oh, he's got better ground defense. Oh, he's now aware of that left hook. But guess what? He had to get knocked out first to get a spirit to not want to allow that to happen again. And that's where we're at. That's what we're growing at. And sometimes the Lord will allow you to get touched. He'll allow you to get hit. And then you wake up next morning, you recollect, oh my God. And then now you have this spirit on you, because it's like, well, I overcame that before. But guess what? They're always trying to overcome you no matter what. So then you look at how you did get overcome and you say, hey, can't happen again. You see? Now let's keep going. Watch. It says, when that unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, finding none. Right. Seeking rest, finding none. And that's what these spirits want. Okay. They're what their job is to do. Go down there. Okay. Go down there and do this, do that. This is what people don't understand is, all right, is us in this physical realm are subject to random inspirations, okay? Subject to, and that could be good or bad inspirations. You're subject, okay, to temptations. You're these people and these bodies and these chains of darkness, they are like doorways that can be used. This is why when you see all these people rioting and going crazy, they call it pandemonium, which pan means all, demonium means demons. So it's all demons on deck, okay? So we in these vessels have to look and say, all right, what makes me angry? And then you work on that, because myself, I had to learn not to walk around angry all the time. Okay. It's not good. All right. It's not good. The scriptures speak about gentleness, meekness. We have to learn that. We actually have to learn that. It's like a animal learning how to be gentle to a smaller one. Okay. It's because our upbringings, our experiences, there's a lot of things that have happened to us or things we've seen without knowing. You take on certain characteristics. Okay. So, and we're here in the spirit growing to fix that while we're still here. That's what it's all about. It's all about our testimony. We get on Esau, we talk about the wicked elite all day. But if you're sitting around and you're rebuking Esau and you haven't had or tasted Yahweh Shai's peace yet, you have to sit back and say, what am I doing? What am I doing? I need Yahweh Shai's peace, though. But yes, Esau needs to be rebuked and wicked needs to be addressed. But Satan could take that spirit that you have of anger towards wickedness and start slowly draining you and draining you and draining you. And before you know it, you're just always just pissed off and angry and you need a reason to drink. And then now people don't want to be around you, so you have to examine yourself to make sure the right spirit you're coming in, because there's always a tactic. There's always an avenue that he's going to use against you. Okay. And Shalom, Yabashim Shai, Basham Kodash Barakatam, to you brothers tuning in. And I pray that this is edifying unto you, because, hey, we're not out of it yet. We're not out of the battle yet. But let me keep going. It says, then he saith, look, this is the angel on the left. I will return into my house. You got left-hand angels referring to our bodies as their house. Hell no. From whence I came out, right? And these spirits came out of us when the truth came in. When the spirit of Yahweh Shai came upon us, it was allowed to come upon us. And let me tell you another thing. I know I said I was going to make this a quick exhortation. Okay, 14 minutes. Let me tell you another thing. Okay. If it ain't for Yahweh Shem Shai, you're not going to see it. Okay. If the Lord don't remove the scales from your eyes, like he did Saul, who became Paul, you will not see it. And you got to keep praying. You got to fast. You got to pray. Hey, I have a personal testimony of praying to the Lord about getting the anger demon off me. One day the Lord allowed me to realize, man, you're angry. And you could have wicked anger and righteous anger. What is being constantly upset with people that are fulfilling the prophecy of gross darkness? What's that going to do for you? So you got to learn how to hone in. If not, that's where Satan says, well, I got him, because what he can do is take your righteous quote unquote emotions that you have the right to feel, surely a person makes a wise man mad. So then he keeps using that and keeps using that. And then before you know it, your ass is getting crazy when you're not, because he'll use things against you. Did he not try to use the scriptures against Yahweh Shai? So we have to have discernment even with what we're allowed to carry and conduct ourselves with. You have to discern, a woman being your property. You have to discern though, and make sure you're still handling that correctly. You got a brother, open rebuke's better, but you got to discern, did I do that in the right manner? Did I care? See, because there's levels to this battle. There's levels to it. And he's very cunning. Okay. So he can use things you're lawfully allowed to do and kind of slowly tweak them to where it starts going off. And he does it slow. What do you think Esau gets the tactic? Breadcrumbs, you see, where it's slowly, And real quick, the brother posted a precept. Let me grab that. Hey, Shalom, brother. Beautiful precept. Oh, good. See, look, see, this is what we're talking about. Exactly, brothers. See, I can relate to that. I've been struggling with that anger. Exactly, man. That's a real thing. It's a real thing. And you know what? It's not good for you. Okay. It destroys you. I got to take ashwagandha to help my adrenal glands. And that anger brings an adrenaline rush and your body gets fatigued. You get fatigued out here because you're just constantly on mode. We can't always, and I'm talking, hey, bro, trust me. I'm like, man, I can't always be 0 to 1,000. I'm getting old. Jack. And that's what we're examining ourselves in, and we're realizing it. You see, we're realizing it. This is Ecclesiastes 7:9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry. Okay, you actually have to teach yourself not to be so hasty to be angry, getting so quick angry. You run a chick and you barking all on her ass. That shit ain't gonna work, man. That shit ain't gonna work. You gotta learn, and it takes time. That's one thing too that I've learned. Just like in a match, hey, you have championship matches that are 5-minute rounds. So you figure something out. Well, now you still got 4 minutes in this match. You got to wait it out. You can't, all right, I got it. No, it don't work like that. You got to deal with it. You got to actually deal with that time period. Okay. But it helps you, you can do things to help you, all right, let me center myself and get myself together. Okay. I got it. And then you just deal with that and you move on. And that's how I like to handle temptation. Yeah. There's times where I say, you know what? I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. And the flesh be like, come on, let's drink. Right? But I'm good. And then you gotta rebuke the flesh and you gotta ignore it. What an elder apostle Tahar tell vocab, we're gonna ignore you. Remember, resist Satan, he shall flee. There's times where you're gonna have to resist something longer than you want to. But that's even a greater sacrifice. And that's all about the battle. Sometimes matches are longer than the others. Okay. It says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry. You could be angry for a while, meaning you're battling a spirit of anger for a while, not meaning you are angry. You don't got to take ownership of that. You don't got to say, I am. Hey, when I'm under the weather, someone says, hey, are you sick? I say, no, I'm healing. Okay. For anger resteth in the bosom of fools. Right. And at the end of the day, man, how, the way we get upset and we get angry, you look like a fool out here. Oh, the fuck, man. To these fools, you'll look like a fool, you know? And we don't want that. We don't want that because the Lord is putting us on a greater journey. And these are the part of the bumps. These are the part of the bruises. But guess what? What happens in a bump and a bruise? It takes time to heal. So we're still healing. We're still finding ways in the spirit to grow. And we're saying, hey, being angry is not helping me grow. Because then when I'm angry, now I say I'm going to go do this. And now I just sat here. And now I'm just using an example, like drinking, I'm using this example for me, like I said, hey, right now I'm falling back from it because I'm noticing that Satan is using that against me. So what do I say? Refrain from it. Okay, let me shun this for a minute because if not, he's just going to use it again. Okay, and you'll find things. Say you say, okay, I'm cutting off from this or I'm not doing this, and then notice how your flesh reacts. That's how you expose that demon. All right, and it says, then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth this swept and garnished. See? So we're becoming clean. So what are these spirits going to do to try to dirty us up again? Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. So he's going to find new angles to get in. Okay? He's going to bring new ways to make you dirty again. He's gonna find a way. How you think he's gonna do that? Knock on the door. Hey, I'm here to help sweep up. Wink, wink. And it's a new spirit that just got you again. See, that's how Satan works. It's treachery. It's trickery. Okay. No. This is for your betterment, and then it's really a ploy to get you. See. Hey, I grew up with that, man. I grew up where a family member would use any excuse. Like I said, I'm just using drinking as an example, okay? But it's a good example, all right? If it applies to you, you can take it and use it. But when I was growing up, I had a family member that would use any excuse for a reason to drink. And ultimately, that's Satan, That's Satan. I say, hey, man, I'm going to chill from drinking, man. I'm going to relax. I want to focus. I want to study more. I find myself not doing this. And then Satan's going to what? Try to bring something in your life that will cause you to have that reoccurring thought where you say, I'm going to drink. No. Now you got to counteract it. Counteract it. If this is a role that you want to take, if this is something, and use where I'm saying as whatever example, it could be, like I'm always wanting a woman. I was wanting a woman. We'll find ways to counteract that trap. See, because really what it is, it's like a fighter that's a snake charmer. They want to act like their left hand's down, so you swing and then they hit you with the uppercut. See, all he is trying to rope you in. Okay, trying to rope you in. I remember years ago, ran across a chick or whatever, just, years ago, I'm talking to you brothers. And this chick wanted to get with her, deal with her, whatever. And she had gave me her number. And then it was a Sabbath and old girl trying to chill. I'm like, oh man, ain't this a bitch? I want to chill with old girl, but you want to wait till the Sabbath. That's how Satan works. But then now when you know that, he's going to try other tactics. See, he's always going to try a tactic. Okay, I'm sorry, I meant to share my screen again. He's always going to try a tactic. Let me keep going though. It says 45, then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. See? And this is why when you have a fall, it's a bad fall, because he came at you on a higher scale to get you, because he's trying to overthrow you. He's trying to, whenever he gets that chance, he's going for the knockout now, because your defense is better. Your ground game's better. So when he does get the opportunity, the strength is going to be 7 times more, because he's trying to get you to completely fall out this thing, man. And you got to realize that, you see? So in my mind now, okay, if he's going to use this angle and hit me with a haymaker, then I don't want to use that angle. I don't want to allow that angle to be used anymore. So if you see something in your walk that's triggering you or easily to get to you, it'd be wise to handle that situation, man. Okay, so he's not able to use that against you anymore. All right, if you got weak ankles, you stop letting them grab that ankle. It says, and the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. That's what we don't want. We don't want Satan to get us through a temptation or an angle and make us in that moment look worse than what they knew us, what they knew you to be. And then ultimately you being worse than what you were in the first, man. Whatever you delved into you didn't like, and then he took you over and made you worse with it than before. You see? So we're not here for that. We don't want to be here for that, and it's a season thing, man. You can't pinpoint it. This is Luke 4:13. Luke 4:13. And when the devil, this is Shaitan, and when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed from him for a season. Let's talk about Yahweh Shai. See? So even when Satan tempted Yahweh Shai, it was for a season. So you have to be aware, okay, in that season, in that time, in that period. And for me, okay, I'm looking now at what can be used around me. Okay, and that's why I used like something like drinking as an example, or women as an example, or even something worldly. Okay, it could be used as an example. You know what I mean? And then it's like, damn, every time I do this, this happens, or every time I did that, that happens, or this possibly could happen. I'm telling you, man, the three big combinations, man, is anger, drinking, and women. That's a bad combination. We already have bad days as it is, we're still working on how to handle these bad days, days when we're upset, when this Babylon pisses you off because it's wicked. And then now you pissed off because Babylon wicked, and you ain't got no other vices. So you say, I'm a drink. And then you got a woman in your ear, bro. That's a perfect combination for a bad night. And who you think set that up? Who you think Ben had that plan? Satan. Ben had it planned, man. So so you can't stop this world from being wicked, but you can train and stop your mind from being so emotionally investedly upset by it. You have the right to be upset by wickedness, but just to walk around and carrying anger, meaning the next place you go, you're carrying that over too. You can't do that. You can't do that. There's times where I've actually heard a thought in my head say, man, I'm just ready to blow up on a motherfucker. And I'm like, oh, shit. Yo, I got to chill. Got to relax. We can't do that, man, because you got to wonder where that energy's coming from. What allows you to stand against the wiles of the devil? Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, prayer. Now, I know it wants the armor. I know that it wants the armor, but there's a lot. That's why precepts, fasting, ultimately the Lord. I'm going to tell you straight now. I'm going to tell you straight up and down right now. Ultimately, the only way that we're going to get through any of this trial, tribulation, and battles through Yahweh Shemel Shai. There's no other way. And I, as personal experience, man, because there are certain things that I battled for a long time, and wanting to fix, and you know what? The Lord finally gave me the eyes, to see, because I kept resisting. There's time you're gonna have to resist for a long time. You ever see a fighter resist a rear naked choke for a long time until the ref steps in, until the round ends, and then the Lord's okay. All right, you're good. Stand back up on your feet. See, that's what this truth is, man. That's what this battle is. This Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. And the way you're going to be strong in the Lord is being sober, man. Okay. In the mind, you're going to have sobriety in the mind, and you got to examine, is there anything that I'm doing that's drunkening my mind? You don't got to always looking at carnally as just like alcohol, which it can, but hey, you can get drunk in the mind in the moment because of a woman. You get drunk in the mind in the moment because of your job. You could be drunken in the mind in the moment because of money. There's so many things that can happen so quickly to where, I look back and I said, damn, why wasn't I thinking about the truth rate in that moment? And I got upset, and I realized, wow, Satan, he makes things happen very, very quickly. So then you can't think quickly. So I need to make sure that when I'm around and doing what I'm doing, I'm not doing anything that makes me not think on my feet, because that's what he wants. He wants to do something to make you not think on your feet. See, Satan's the kind of person to invite you to a gunfight, but doesn't tell you that he put blanks in your gun 3 days before he asked you to fight yesterday. See, that's how he works. Okay, it says put on the whole armor. All right, and you got to be careful because you could be doing something that's occupying one hand that the shield should be in, and now you don't have on the whole armor. So this is serious. You gotta. Do I got the whole armor on? Do I got the whole armor on? There's times where I didn't have the whole armor on, man. Okay. And guess what? For me personally, and it was a drink. I had a drink in my hand instead of the shield. Even though the shield represents faith, you brothers know what I mean. Hey, and I'll tell you, it takes a real man to admit when he's fallen. But I've fallen. What you gonna do? I'm not about to tell you I'm perfect. I'm not. A righteous man falls 7 times. If you're saying that you're perfect, then you can't say you're righteous. It says a righteous man fall. So if you saying you ain't fallen, then you ain't a righteous man. We're already the fallen already. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And guess what? When you fall, that sobers you. When you fall, that puts you in a contrite spirit. When you fall, it humbles you. You're humbled. And then you start reflecting, looking back. And I'm telling you this, man, this truth, every time you think you got a grip on it, it changes. Every time you think you mastered their tactic, it changes. Okay? Every time you think you got it, it changes. All right? And that's what's making us men. All right? And it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against thoughts, against feelings, against emotions, okay? Against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This battle, just make sure I'm my time. Okay, I'm about to wrap it up. This battle is so deep that Satan can use your right as a man of the Lord and the characteristics that come with that. He can use that against you. He can use that against you. Be aware. Be aware of the tactics that he can use. Just like you got guys out here that are teaching, they think that what they're doing is right. Now, to a degree it is, but they're going about it the wrong way. And that's what Satan does. He'll have you going about it the wrong way. And you say, oh my gosh. And you need the Lord to show you that. And then when he shows you that, whoo, hey, it's back to square one. Meaning it's back to the basics. All right, let me do it again. Let me try it again. All right. And it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Shemel Shai, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. At the end of the day, you're going to have to constantly examine and discipline and tell yourself, no. Hey, I went through many things, man. I fasted, prayed. I even cast lots. Can I do this, Lord? Is it okay? All these things. But at the end of the day, hey, what's going to happen is going to happen. We just pray that we're of Yahweh Shemel Shai, though he slay me, I will trust in him. Okay. And hope, that we can overcome things, you see. But it is our job, just like it was Noah's job to build that ark. It is our job to do to our measure what we can do in this fight as well. Okay. You as a man have to really examine, all right, that shit's evil. I can't do that. You're going to have to learn how to say, no, I can't do that. That shit ain't working. No, you got to learn how to stay in a sober mindset in drunk situations. Okay. Learn how to have a sober mindset in drunken situations. And that's with and without alcohol. Okay. This lesson wasn't based around just drinking, but drinking is being used as an example of examine yourself in those moderations and manners. You see, these are all these things we have to watch and examine ourselves constantly, man, especially in these last days. He'll come out of nowhere. Satan will come out of nowhere. And you say, damn, man, he got me. So you got to keep them hands up. You got to keep those hands up, man. And don't let them count you out, man. Okay. This thing is about us to get better, to get better, to get better, to get better. All right. Don't allow your sins to weigh you down. Use what you've fallen from as a way to keep you up. Okay. So I just wanted to do that lesson. I wanted to do that lesson And I pray that it was edifying and exhorting, all right, to you brothers out there. Okay, understand Satan as a roaring lion, man. All right. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this lesson came from. I was like, yeah, I know the battle's around, the battle's here, and I believe I ain't take heed, And the Lord said, Satan, He said, psh, 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 beat my ass, man. And I said, damn. See, but it's what you, like Elder Pastor Ramlab said, it's what you do. It's not the mistakes, what you do when you get up. That's what it's about, man. So I hope this lesson is what is needed to who is needed to. I hope it helps. I hope it's uplifting. I hope it's exhorting. All right. Just keep watching, man. All right. So I'd like to say, call halal, Yahal Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Chakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. With that being said, Shalom.